Hector sprang also from his chariot to the ground. The pair then fought over the body of Sabronius, as two lions fought fiercely on some high mountain over the body of a stag that they had killed. Even so did these two mighty warriors, Patroclus, son of Meniotis, and brave Hector, hack and hew at each other over the corpse of Sabronius. Hector would not let him go when he had once got him by the head, while Patroclus kept fast hold of his feet, and had a fierce fight raged between the other Dons and Trojans, as the east and south wind beset one another. That they beat upon some dense forest on the mountains. There is beech and ash and spreading corn out. The top of the trees roar as they beat on one another, and one can hear the bows cracking and breaking. Even so, the Trojans and Etruscans spring upon one another and lay about each other, and neither side would give way. Many a pointed spear fell to the ground, and many a winged arrow sped from his bowstring upon the body of Sabronius. Many a great stone, moreover, became many a shield as they fought around his body. But there he lay in the whirling clouds of dust, all huge and ugly, headless of his driving now. So long as the sun was still high in mid-heaven, the weapons of either side were alike deadly, and the people fell. But when he went down towards the time when men loose their oxen, the Etruscans proved to be beyond all forecast stronger, so that they drew Sabronius out of the range of the darts in tumult of the Trojans, and stripped the armor from his shoulders. Then Patroclus sprang like Ares with fierce intent and a terrific shout upon the Trojans, and thrice did he kill 9 men. But as he was coming on like a god for a time, then Patroclus was the hour of your end approaching, for Phoebus fought you in fell earnest. Patroclus did not see him as he moved about in the crush, for he was enshrouded in thick darkness, and the god struck him from behind on his back and his broad shoulders with the flat of his hand, so that the eyes turned busy. Phoebus Apollo beat the helmet from off his head, and it rolled rattling off under the horse's feet, where its horsehair plumes were all begrimed with dust and blood. Never indeed had that helmet fared so before, for it had served to protect the head and comely forehead of the godlike hero Achilles. Now, however, Zeus delivered it over to be worn by Hector. Nevertheless, the end of Hector also was near. The bronze shot spear, so great and so strong, was broken in the hand of Patroclus, while his shield that covered him from head to foot fell to the ground, as did also the band that held it, and Apollo undid the fastenings of his horse net. On this his mind became clouded, his limbs failed him, and he stood on dazed, whereon Euryphorbus, son of Antiphus, and the Dardanian, the best spearman of his time, as also the finest horseman and fleetest runner, came behind him and struck him the back with a spear midway between the shoulders. This man, as soon as ever he had come up with his chariots, had dismounted 20 men, so proficient was he in all the arts of war. It was, O knight Patroclus, the first who drove a weapon into you, but he did not quite overpower you. Euryphorbus then ran back into the crowd after drawing his ashen spear out of the wound. He would not stand firm and wait for Patroclus unarmed, though he now was, to attack him. But Patroclus, unnerved alike by the blow the god had given him, and by the spear wound him to be wounded, and giving ground, forced his way through the ranks, and when close up with him, struck him in the lower part of the belly with a spear, driving the bronze point right through it, so that he fell heavily to the ground, to the great grief of the Etruscans. As when a lion has fought some fierce wild boar and worsted him, the two fight furiously upon the mountains over some little fountain, at which they would both drink, and a lion has beaten the boar till he can hardly breathe. Even so did Hector, son of Priam, take the life of the brave son of Meniotis, who had killed so many, striking him from close at hand and vaunting over him the while. Patroclus, said he, you deem that you should sack our city, rob our Trojan women of their freedom, and carry them off in the ships of your own country. Fool, Hector and his fleet horses were ever straining their utmost to defend them. I am foremost of all the Trojan warriors to save the day of bondage from off them. As for you, vulture, shall devour you here, for wretch Achilles, with his bravery availeth you nothing, and yet I ween when you left him, he charged you straightly, saying, come not back to the ships, knight Patroclus, till you have granted the blood-stained shirt of murderous Hector about his body. Thus I ween did he charge you, and your fool's heart answered him, yea, within you. But then has the life ebbed out of you, answered, O knight Patroclus, Hector, vaunts as he will, for Zeus the son of Cronus, and Apollo have vouchsafed you victory. It is they who have vanquished me so easily, they who have stripped the armor from my shoulders, have 20 such men as you attacked me, all of them would have fallen before my spear. Face the son of Leto have overpowered me, and among mortal men, therefore you are yourself third only in killing of me. I say further, and lay my saying to your heart, you too shall live, before a little season, death and the day of your doom are close upon you, and they will lay low by the hand of Achilles, son of Aeacus. When he had thus spoken, his eyes were closed in death, and his soul left his body, and flittered down to the house of Hades, mourning its sad fate, and bidding farewell to the youth and vigor of his manhood. Dead though he was, Hector still spoke to him, saying, Patroclus, why should he thus foretell my doom? Who knows but Achilles, son of lovely Thetis, may be smitten by my spear, and die before me. As he spoke, he drew the bronze spear from the wound, planting his foot upon the body, which he thrust off, and let lie on its back. He then once a spear in hand after Automedon, squire of the fleet descendant of Aeacus, for he longed to lay him low, but immortal steeds, which the gods had given as a rich gift, but Peleus bore him swiftly from the field.